Welcome, my constant reader friends. I'm Tad, and this is Tad Reads Books and Stuff. Well, I hope you all are enjoying your holiday season. Of course, if you start with Halloween in October, Thanksgiving November, Christmas, New Year's, I hope you're enjoying it however you enjoy it, whoever you enjoy it with. I am trying to get through it. Work still is horrible. You know, I've had some things with my family, and just sometimes the holidays aren't the greatest time for me. But we'll get through it. So let's get into the reading. As I told you last time, I finished Ted Williams' Into the Narrowdark. And that's the book we're going to be talking about today. I did finish just yesterday, The Great Win by Alan Moore. We'll be talking about that next week. And here, you should be standing up so people can see you. And I just started The Christmas Pig. Yes, this is by J.K. Rowling. A kid's book. But I'm hoping to enjoy it and relax with this. Hopefully it's not too crazy. It's pretty cool. It's been out for a little while now, but it's got some really cool illustrations in the book. And I don't know. I from what I've started reading, it seems pretty cool. And it seems like it might be something that you could read with your kids. Your children. Also, maybe even something that would be like oh, look at that little stuffed animal here on the book. Maybe something that you could start, I don't know, some type of tradition with your children if they're young. What I would do is, you could sit and read it to them and show them the pictures. Or a good thing nowadays is, especially with children, get the audiobook and go through the book. As you're going through the audiobook, you can show them the pictures and things. The pictures and things. I think that would be fun. I wish I still had little kids around to do it with. But yeah, so I just started that. We'll get that finished. So the next 2 weeks we'll be looking forward to that. I don't know if The Christmas Pig is going to be my last book of the year. I don't know. I've got some ideas for some other books, but, we're getting into, the Christmas season. There's going to be a lot of things going on. So I don't know how much reading I'll really be getting done. All right, let's get Into the Narrowdark. Now, I've talked about this a little bit before. Into the Narrowdark. What am I saying? Into the Narrowdark is the third book in the Last King of Osten series that Tad Williams is writing. Now, Tad does trilogies, and he does huge books, huge trilogies that he jokingly says are always turned into 4 books. So he does 4-book trilogies, is what he says. And not to be outdone, this is the same thing. When he started writing this series, he said, hey, I'm going to try to be a little bit more concise and get it all done in 3 books. Nah, never going to happen. But anyway, so Into the Narrowdark. First off, let's go through the numbers for this. This was, I'm going to look at my notes here, originally published, this is a hardcover first, July 22nd, or not July 22nd, July of 2022. And it has 580 pages. It currently has a Goodreads rating of 4.53. And I'll tell you straight off, I gave it 5 stars. I don't give a lot of 5 stars. I gave this one 5 stars. But let's talk about it a little bit. Now, I'm going to explain to you, I'm going to go through this Osten series again. There are 2 really short novels that kind of have short stories in them that I guess they're grouping with this Last King of Osten series, but they're actually kind of like prequels, and one's a history of the Norns. I don't really think it fits in with this group, but that's beside the point. It doesn't really matter. All right, first off, the first book is The Witchwood Crown. And I've shown you this book. I love this cover. It's beautiful. Now, this one was originally published in June of 2017. So you see how long now he's been writing just this one series. On Goodreads, this book has a 4.17, and I gave it a solid 4 stars. It took me a little bit to get back involved with the Osten world with this book. But it still was Ted Williams. It was still Osten, and still had, King Simon, Sealman, and Queen Marymel and everything. So I did enjoy it a lot. It just took me a little bit to get back into this world, this storyline. So where are you going to go? Go over there. So I gave it 4 stars. Now the second book, I don't have enough hands, was Empire of Grass, another beautiful cover. And this book was published in May of 2019. And on Goodreads, it has a 4.38. I gave it a 4 star, but really a 4.5 star for me. So yes, it started getting better. And I was fully immersed back in this crazy world of Osten by the time I finished this book, and I was starting to really dig it. Couldn't wait for the next book to come out, which of course was this one. And this came out in 2022. Took me a little bit to get to it. Now, the 4th and final book is out. It was just published in November. The first edition hardcover copy. Now, Ted Williams is very popular in other countries, particularly Germany. They love him in Germany. He spends a lot of time there. He does a lot of shows there. And some of his writings actually get published sometimes up to a year earlier in Germany than they do in the United States. In the United States, they're published by Dahl Publishing. But so, I mean, not that matters. I'm just giving you a little information about it, because by the 3rd book now, I gave it 5 stars. I loved this book. I'm in it, hook, line, and sinker now. Ted Williams is the master of epic fantasy that has hundreds of characters, maybe different continents and areas around the this world. Where's the map? There's got to be a map. Is there a map? Probably not in this cheap book. Yeah, beautiful covers, and then of course cheap ass cover. I don't know. I mean, I still kind of like the cover. There is a map, and well, no. Well, that's a map of the Hayholt. And here's the map of Osten, but it's only on 1 page. You probably can't see it very well. But this world is fantastic. If you are not a fan of fantasy, I know some of you out there aren't. Some people, prefer their science fiction or whatever. That's fine. This is really good. If you are a fan of long, slow burns. He's also the master of the slow burn, because he'll take these hundreds of characters and they'll have storylines going on all over the place, and he masterfully, every time, pulls them together in the end and really nails the landing at the end, I think. I love his writing. I love his style. I love he puts enough intrigue in it. He puts enough comedy in it. He puts enough feeling and heart in it. to the point where you actually are frightened for characters, you feel for characters, you love the countryside. I mean, really, probably my third all-time favorite author. Stephen King, Terry Brooks, Tad Williams. I have not been able to meet Tad Williams. I did get one of my books, Tail Chaser's Song, an autograph by him, but that's it. I wasn't able to meet him through that. I wish I have. I have spoken to him online several times. We share the same first name, even though Tad is not his real first name. That's all right, Tad. But anyways, I'm not going to tell you a lot about this story because it's fantastic and because it would take me forever. Like I said, there's literally hundreds of characters. He's got a whole, part of the book that just, gives you different, like the Nabani or the Norns, and different words, what they mean, different people in here. Like, for instance, the Nabani, they've got Zoroastrian, they've got Blasis, Brenda, at least it's in alphabetical order, Chimeras, Canthia, Cressix, Dominate, Drusus, Alyssa, Goody Carpenter, Oliveris, just pages and pages, the Harness theory of the people of Erkenland. So the appendix is several pages long, and everyone is important. If you meet a named character in this series, they are important to the story. They're not just I just threw a name in a hat and got a name for this character that's, going to be gone. They serve a meaning, a reason to be named in the story. And like I said, many of them have stories going on all over this land, and they're all important. None of them are filler. I really believe that. Maybe some other people will get bored, that don't like reading these epic novels, these long novels, and I don't like it myself, especially sometimes even with Stephen King. He's got this chunk of a book, and you could throw away half of it and still have a really good book. Not so much with Tad Williams. It is a slow burn. He's telling you this slow setup, this slow middle, this slow ending, but it all comes together to tell this amazingly rich, solid, believable, even though it's fantasy, storyline. I don't know. I don't have anything. I can't say anything more about him. He has a YouTube channel where he reads. He reads through some of the things he's writing and stuff. He's got a big following, although he lives in California. Like I said, he goes between Europe a lot and California. He's never come to the East Coast that I'm aware of, or anywhere that I could go see him or meet him. Unfortunately, he's never come to Florida or New York when I lived in New York, or Boston when I lived in Boston, or DC, or anywhere on the East Coast. I'm an East Coast guy. But I love him. I love the series. I gave it a 5. Please read it. I know Graz was thinking about trying to get into it, but he really isn't a huge fan of fantasy. But he's got all kinds of, he's got other novels you can read. But I love it. I'm not going to give anything away. Like I said, well, everyone's still in it. There are some people that have passed away. I'm not going to tell you who. There are some people who have disappeared. I'm not going to tell you who. There are people that are coming back that we're finding out who they were, but they weren't who we thought they were. It's just, it's amazing, this guy's brain and how he writes and brings everything together. I know I'm being cryptic as heck, but I don't know. I love this book. I hope I don't have the 4th book. I'm hoping I get it for Christmas. If somebody's watching, maybe they'll get me this for Christmas, and I can finish that up. But I'm very excited about it. I really liked it. So, next week, The Great Win by Alan Moore. I don't know what to say about that one. And, of course, I'll have this done. It's a real simple read here. The Christmas Pig by J.K. Rowling. All right. Again, like I said, I hope you all are enjoying your holiday season. And I hope you continue to. And as usual, if you found any entertaining value in this video, please like, please subscribe. Excuse me. Please give me comments, feedback. And until next time, peace out.